Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and today, as you can see behind me there, we are going wrapping. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But anyways, please excuse the state of the tractor, the cab, and I hope you can hear me as well. The tractor is very dusty now and very groggy, badly wants a bit of a clean. But the reason it's like that is because we were baling, this tractor was baling with the John Deere baler, the John Deere 578 Premium with the white pickup, baling hay, and my uncle was baling with it. And my uncle's not happy unless every window is open and the maximum amount of dust is getting in on top of him. Don't ask me why. The only way I can stop him from letting in the dust is break the dampeners in the windows and cable tie windows shut that he can't get them open. It's not as if tractors don't have aircon or don't have blowers. This has aircon working and everything, but he's not happy unless the dust is just, he has an inch of dust on him, and hence he destroys all our tractors with dust anytime he goes to do anything, because he just can't do anything without having every window open, in particular the back window. So that's why the tractor is very dusty. Now I did give it a wash down yesterday, the windows and I was baling hay, but I sure got dusty again, but sure, how I never looked. It is what it is. I'm very busy today. Normally, before I do a video, I give everything a nice little tidying up, just so I might get as many comments saying the state of my tractors and I should be looking after things better and whatnot. But it's very hard to do all of these things when time is the scarcest commodity you have. But anyways, so we're tipping in on down here in the road. So this was hay, well, supposed to be hay. I was baled yesterday with the John Deere, and that was grand. Heaps of dust, you'd think it was 100%, but I blocked the baler. And when we got home, I got home, the farmer was there, and we started pulling it out of the pickup, we realised that the stuff in the very bottom was wet, damp, very damp. And yeah, it's just no way, it just wasn't, the bales aren't going to keep. So if we had known that it was going to be like that, there was rain, there was a good bit of rain this morning, and he wanted to bail it up, that's why he bailed it. But if he had realised it was as damp as it was, we would have bailed and wrapped it with the Fusion. But of course, thinking it was hay, we went with the John Deere. As I was baling hay with the John Deere all day, just there was very rough ground, and the Fusion doesn't like the very rough ground. The John Deere gets across it a lot better and does a better job. But anyways, so we went with the John Deere, and of course it was bad, so I got wrap. He left the wrap at the house. I have it with me there now, so I have 60 bales to wrap. I have 2 rolls, so it'll be a full finish to get enough wrap on all of them and be finished. Like, he might have butts left in there, that's why he was talking about he had butts over and might leave them in there, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, I'm wrapping, unfortunately. It's the second time we've had to bring out the wrapper this year. The other time we had to bale silage that was on the banks of the Shannon on very wet ground now, very wet ground. That bad now, we baled it and the farmer brought the bales out of there to be wrapped. And you just couldn't chance with the Fusion. There's just no way the Fusion will travel them. So we had to bail and we wrapped them. So the wrapper is going 100%, but me and this wrapper go back a long time. Since I was 13 years old, I started wrapping, and it's a job now having me wrapping, because you went to a field, you wrapped all the bales there, then you had to make a phone call, someone had to go pick you up, bring you to the next place and wrap all the bales. But I've wrapped tens of thousands of bales with this wrapper and the 3075. Now I am in the 6270 with the front links, because the 3075 has the wide wheels on it, and we just can't wrap with the wide wheels on. You just won't get the bales on it. But anyways, with the 3075 and this wrapper, this is a McHale 991V. It's the bog standard one. It has an auto tie, so I don't have to get in and out every time to tie it. 1994, same as the 3075, 94. So it's 25 years old, and it's seen hundreds of thousands of bales. we've had it a long time now, a long time before I started using it. And but it's been redundant now since we got the Fusion. Thank God, Fusion is the only way to go. Because if I'd have been doing this with the Fusion, I'd been robbed. I wouldn't have to be going back in here today to do this job. But however, in hindsight, it's great telling yourself all these things, but it is what it is. So we're just coming to the field now. So we'll get into the field and we'll load her up and we'll talk another bit about it. So I'll leave it at that. So here we are now. 60 bales of hay. Actually, I stood up very well, so it has been packed for hay. But we'll load up our roller wrap now and we'll get to it. So that's the story. You can see that we're missing a belt off it. At this stage, because it does so little, there's literally no point. It wraps 100% even when it's missing a belt, and there's no point putting another one on it because the amount of work it does, it's not worthwhile. It's not worthwhile. So no, I've seen a lot of stuff this yoke has. A world of hardship. I'm in a world of places. Christ. The first all-nighter I ever did was wrapping when I was 16 years old. I wrapped, oh Christ, started at 7 o'clock in the morning. I started off baling because they were at pit silage, and then when they finished the pit silage, I only had a small bit to do. Must have been 12 o'clock or that. I swapped with my uncle and I had to go wrap everything I made beforehand and then follow him with the wrapper. And it was at 3 o'clock that night I caught up with the baler. The baler had an hour pit stop where there was the changeover of drivers to let them get some sleep. And yeah, so 3 o'clock I slept for 50 minutes and then I spent the rest of the day wrapping. And after the job I did, I think it was 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember where I was after that. All I remember is I finished up at 9 o'clock that night. So I had done, I don't know, 30 something hours straight. That's the longest I ever worked at this job. It's the only time I ever actually worked through the night. And I've often nights when I was at this job where I remember one time wrapping till 6 o'clock in the morning. I went home, I fed the calves, and I went to bed. It saved me from having to give up to feed the calves. I fed the calves before I went to bed. Now, anyone that has these, here's a little trick if you didn't know it. You can tie it like that. It'll stay there and wrap, so you don't actually have to tie it on like that there. It does 100%. So that's it, we're ready to go now. So how's this in 991B? 991B. Anyways, a lot to do to get done, so we'll get to it. Now, something I will say, some of you may have seen it already. Where is my monitor for counting the wraps? It ain't got one. Or I did have one. I'd had one for years. A big old block of a yoke. And it did the job 100%. I gotta find something to tie down with. Did the job 100%. Couldn't fault it for doing what I was supposed to do, but it fell off in well, I did 7 seasons or 8 seasons wrapping before I took over with the baling. I think I broke on the last 2 seasons I was used for another season after that, or was it 2 before we got the Fusion? Can't really remember, but it broke. We don't know what rightly happened, but every time we tried fixing it or putting on a brand new one, putting in a new magnet, could we get it to work? Not a fucking bit of us. Not a bit of us could get it to work. And we don't know why, but there was no way it was going to do what it was supposed to do. When we put in a new one into it, we couldn't get the magnet in the right spot because it kept not counting and oh, fucking mess. So I ended up having to count the bales manually. I can tell you that is some dose when you have to do that. Absolute dose. And because of that, I have to count and I can't talk. So while I'm rapping, there will be no talking, I am afraid. Or maybe you might enjoy that. So, but hop to it anyways. I'll try and get a few shots if I can of this. Try and make a nice tasty video. But I'll leave it at that. I might tell you a bit more about this at the end. But that's all I can think of at the minute anyways. So we will get to it. So now, just after using the first roll of wrap, so we're halfway there now. Halfway there. When I was going well, now I mightn't be able to do it now, but when I had been at it a while, a bale a minute, I wrap a bale a minute, especially in lines. When you're wrapping around the field, it takes that bit longer, but in lines, bale a minute. Even though when you're in a lot, it's not, I prefer wrapping around the field. It might take a bit longer, but you're moving, you're changing directions. When you're in a line, especially when you have over 100 bales in a line, oh Christ, it seems like you're there forever trying to do it. But anyways, something else, I suppose I tell you, I'm partially deaf in one ear from wrapping. I had to get me hearing tested, and I'm borderline need a hearing aid. Like literally, I'm on, like if I was a step below the mark I am, I'd need a hearing aid. That's how bad my hearing is in my left ear from wrapping. Because back in the day when I was wrapping and them hot days, however about keeping the window shut just to keep out noise, you couldn't, so you opened the window to try and get a bit of air so you weren't as hot, and then you compensated the noise of the wrapper with the radio, and that's left me partially deaf. So a little bit of a tidbit for you. So, and for anyone that gets it hard putting on the rolls, this is the easiest way of doing it, standing on the wrapper and putting it on. When I was only a gossin and hardly able to lift them, that's how you had to put them on. You wasn't able to lift them from down here back in the day. But a season at it, and you won't be long getting the muscles to do it. Oh, why is that not coming? Oh, coming off. So now, 30 more bales to do, and we can be on home. There's a bit of silage to be baled, there's a shitload of slurry to be done. When I mean a shitload, I mean a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks solid to be done. The barley sprayed off, so that'll be cut. We'll be cutting that in less than 2 weeks. So, as always, very busy. I'll try and get a few nice shots now while I'm on the second roll, and we'll finish this up and we'll be on home. Don't think of much else to talk about now, so we'll get there. So now, that's them all wrapped. 60 bales, 2 rolls gone. Just as I said, picture finished, got it all done. Had a small bit extra, I just run it off onto the last one. So it's grand. So I actually forgot to bring me little pouch or what, a bag or whatever we want to call it, with all my bits and bobs, so there'll be no nice scenic shots, just whatever I managed to get. I walked out of the house with the camera on my head, and I forgot to bring the bag of bits, so I forgot that. So that's it. That's wrapping for you. Some bales were light. I spun off one bale. Yeah, one bale, was 2 bales. They're very light just because it's pretty much haylage. I spun off 2. Yeah, it was 2 spun off the bed. That's probably the worst thing about them wrappers. Very easy spin off bales compared to the new satellite ones or the orbital. But I can tell you now, there's no fear of us changing that anytime soon or anytime at all. She may be old, but she does the job. And with the Fusion now, we've no need for a wrapper, even though back before we got the Fusion 3-4 years ago, we were looking into getting a new wrapper with the 2 dispensers. Same as that, but with the 2 dispensers and a joystick. But we never did. We got the Fusion instead, and far better job. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it turned out alright. A bit hard. But anyways, that's it from me. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That's it from me. Good luck.